You can see a beaver dam there. Well, good morning. It is June 11th, day 35 on the trail for me. We've hiked down off away from the Cesar Brook site. And today, our goal is about a little over 16 miles to Limestone Spring. I think that's what it's called. And it's a shelter site. So it's going to be lots of brief climbs and descents. I don't remember if there's really a big climb today, but lots of smaller ones, climb up, climb down to a water source, climb up, climb down to a road, over and over and over again. And then I think there's a few views along the way. Then tomorrow, short day, into, I forgot the name of the town. Short day into town and resupply and rest, and then do a bigger day the next days. All right, as always, if I see anything interesting, I'll grab some video or a picture. And here's what the trail looks like right now. All right, we made a climb and get a little bit of a view here. Interesting. Some trees up there that are growing higher than everything else around them. Got a brief view here, but it looks like there's some sort of a raceway down there. I'm not sure what it's for. So we're out of the woods for a little bit, and along a valley, some farmland. You can see a ridge in the back there. And we're crossing the Housatonic River, finally. Like there's a hydroelectric plant of some sort over here. Don't know how it works, but something going on. Oh, there's some rapids back over there. If you can zoom in a little bit. Yeah. This is known as Great Falls in Connecticut. It flows towards Falls Village, which we just passed through. Alright, we just climbed up about 900 feet to the top of Mount Prospect, and we get a nice little view as a reward. Not much, but it'll work. Alright, so I made it to the Limestone Spring Shelter, and something that's been interesting about the shelters in Connecticut is that there's a platform here for you could probably fit 6 people in it, but there's a space between sort of the front of the shelter and then the actual platform. And the only thing I can figure is that it somehow prevents critters from getting onto the platform. I thought that's been interesting. All the Connecticut shelters have been similar. All right, so made it to the shelter. Obviously, I showed you the shelter earlier. It wasn't a bad hike today. I had sort of a tough start to the day, but as the day wore on, I was actually feeling better. The last climb, it was the biggest climb of the day, but I felt okay through it. So that's good. But then getting off the trail and down to this shelter site, it's a half mile off the trail, and that might have been the most difficult portion of the day. They said in the app that I use, it's called Far Out, it said something about 0.5 mile descent, sometimes very steep. Yeah, they weren't joking. Some of it was quite challenging to get, just down to the shelter, and we got to climb back out of it tomorrow to get back onto the trail. So, but it's a nice site, well maintained, lots of space for tents and hammocks, and the shelter itself I showed earlier, it's pretty nice. Good privy, good water source, so not much to complain about. So again, plan for tomorrow is going to be a relatively easy day. We're going to leave sort of late. We tend to get on the trail by 6 o'clock. We're not going to leave until 7. I know, right? I'm going to leave at 7 and get into town probably a little bit after 9. Try and find a coffee and a hot breakfast, and then figure out our next few days. Do a resupply in town, and we're staying at a hostel tomorrow. I think it's just somebody's house, and they let out a couple of the rooms during the season, and so that's what we're gonna do. So probably have a decent dinner tomorrow and relax hopefully most of the day, and recharge a little bit and be ready for the next few days. I think after that we have one more full day in Connecticut, and then we're in Massachusetts. And I think Massachusetts is only a couple, maybe 3 or 4 days, and then we're in Vermont. So it's these states move kind of quick, but then Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine. That's when it gets real. Everything I've been doing so far has been to get ready for those states. Those have the highest peaks in the north, and are going to be it's going to be something new for me, that's for sure. So look, that's a few weeks ahead still, but that's what's coming. All right, so as always, if you stuck through to the end, I appreciate it, and I will see you again tomorrow on the trail.